There's plenty of fish in the sea. But I like this one. This one's my fish. This is the fish. This is the one. These little fishy eyes peer deep into my soul in a way no one else can. Hello, lovely humans! I'm Kaden, and welcome to the space on the internet. So today I'm going to be talking about demisexuality. So, defining demisexuality. As you may know, I identify as demisexual, and unless you've fallen down a very specific research rabbit hole at some point in your time on the internet, you might not be very familiar with what that means or is. Or maybe you are, and you're just looking for somebody's account. As a general, demisexuality is an orientation where a demisexual individual requires a precursor emotional bond before a sexual attraction can be felt towards a person. So they need to establish something first. And what those bonds are, or how many of those bonds there needs to be, will vary between the individuals, and the ultimate form of sexual attraction is also subjective. And the degree of sexual attraction and the emotional bonds required will vary vastly between two demisexual individuals. So what does emotional bond mean? Emotional bonds for a demisexual individual are the foundation on which sexual attraction is essentially built. These bonds can encompass just about any sort of connection or even like an attraction. Like they could be platonic, or queer platonic, or romantic, etc. I'm sure there's many more it can encompass. These bonds can also satisfy varying comfort or bond-based needs, such as sensory or social requirements. The Demi Moment. So, the Demi Moment is kind of, for some, like a light bulb moment when you realize, whoa, I feel the sexual attraction. Which can be a little bit jarring, especially when, if you didn't know you were Demi, you probably still identified as part of the A spectrum. It can be quite a moment. But yeah, it's the moment you realize that the sexual attraction exists towards a person. And for some, this may be like a big flash. Like, wow, the precursor has been met. I've finally established this bond with somebody and I feel the attraction. Or if it requires a lot of a bond, like the more bonds that are required, it might be a much more subtle build-up because the attraction is a product of the sum of all the bonds below it, so it can take a lot of stepping stones to get there. Orientations within the identity. So ultimately, after all these bonds have been made and forged in the heat of passion, you get sexual attraction. But what this sexual attraction looks like isn't going to be inherently defined by the demisexuality itself. It's going to be defined by the person's subjective orientation. It can be anything. It could be hetero, or homo, or bi, or pan, or sapphic. All the prefixes. Like, this is gonna be whatever you are, and not inherently like a universal demi thing. Because demisexuality is just the process of getting there. And then once you're there, it's a different orientation. I hope you enjoyed learning about demisexuality, and, you know, maybe if you identified with these a little too closely for comfort, you could join us. Bye! Nice having you!